Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for August 13th, 2021, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Remind everybody we have a reverse aging health call tonight. We're going to cover some really crucial issues about the vaccine, also its origin, also that who created it and their purpose for creating it. So we're going to go into some heavy detail about that. There's a lot of people that would like to get as much knowledge as they can about the shenanigans that are going on right now. That's at 9 p.m. tonight. At the center of our being, there is an endless source of peace. Isn't it ironic? Because everything outside of us is the opposite. It is beneath the fear, underneath the sorrow, and behind the demanding, impatient ego. If you could, for a moment, when you do go into silence, understand that you, the God in that body, since you're not the body experiences all these things. Say, the God doesn't, but the body does. When we emotionally drop deep down through all these layers, we arrive at a space that feels like infinity. It literally feels like timelessness and intimate space in every dimension. Here we find unstoppable happiness. We cannot mistake it for anything else. It is our real nature, this infinitely happy Buddha. And the more often that we relax through these layers every day and allow this healing happiness to shine through, the more we will see that the whole universe is smiling with us. The overflowing river of joy is always available within each and every single one of us. It's a choice. That's all it is. That's what it is. It's a choice. Now, since there's a lot of activity and movement with the wealth transfer on the planet, and it's often good to understand things that a lot of people don't, okay? How to become best friends with money. You get no more and no less than what you believe you deserve. Dan Millman, that's exactly right. And so you ask yourself, what is your relationship like with money? Are you just barely on speaking terms, distant acquaintances who never connect? Or are you best friends with money? Many people who have unhealthy relationships with money are holding themselves back with manifesting the kind of lifestyle and freedom they desire and deserve. We all deserve the best of everything. Not just a little bit of us, but all of us deserve the best of everything. If our relationship with money was like a relationship we had with a person, what kind of a relationship would you like to have? How would you like to feel about the money that is in your life now and the money that is yet to come? Imagine for a few moments that you can see, feel, and experience money as if the money that's in your life now, doesn't matter how much, were a real live human being. What would they look like? How old are they? How are you treating Mr. or Mrs. Money? Are you needy or demanding in any way? Do you often feel, I have to have more of you? Or I never see enough of you? Or do you have a fairly healthy relationship with Mr. or Miss Money, yet you don't really trust that they will always be abundant when you are in need of it? Either way, it's important to evaluate and understand what your current relationship is with money. It's important, especially now more than ever. One very important thing to understand is that money is just pure divine energy. It really is. I think people think money is paper. It isn't. And in the purest sense of the word, it's divine energy. It's a divine collective consciousness God source. It is in every atom and molecule in the universe, so it is definitely found in those electrons in your bank account. When you realize that it is truly pure conscious energy, it will form into whatever you want it to be, rather than looking at, the material part of it. So for now, let's imagine that we are all best friends with our money. What does this relationship feel like to you? See what it takes to receive your best friend's trust in you and your trust in them, which is the money, okay? Trust that this person is going to be there for you when you need them, and that they will do whatever they can do to support you. When money is your best friend, you know that you can relax deeply inside and know it will always be there for you. When you can truly let go and trust money, a lot of people have a hard time doing that. When you can truly let go and trust money, you'll see that it is always supporting you no matter what occurs in your life. The interesting thing is that this element of trust shifts our vibration and allows even more money to pour into your bank account. When we are best friends with someone, right, we've all experienced that, we truly respect, honor, and appreciate them for what and who they are. We don't try to change them, and we always focus on what we appreciate about them instead of what we dislike. See yourselves now walking hand in hand with money. Money is at your side, supporting you, providing for you, so that you can experience the joys and growing opportunities of this life. Just like a best friend, notice how good it feels to have money as a true friend. So you can choose to do this. This is an enlightening assignment. Each night before bed, now, take 5 to 10 minutes to open up your heart to feeling a healthy, abundant relationship with money. Practice knowing and having a special place in your heart for money that feels good, trusting, and supported of you and your life's journey. The more trust you can grow in your relationship with money, the easier it becomes to manifest the material life that you deserve, that we all deserve. Practice feeling that money is pure divine energy, and see how good it feels to imagine having an abundance of it in your life to share with others. Throughout each day and the next week, if any fearful, limiting, doubtful, or negative thoughts about money arise, just say, no thank you. That's it. So throughout each day and next week or so, if any fearful, limiting, doubtful, or negative thoughts about money arise, just say, no thank you, and refocus on what your trusting relationship with money is like. You can relax into knowing that the perfect amount of money will always be there for you no matter what happens all throughout your entire life. Now, the reason a lot of us don't have that is because we don't have faith or trust. You're sitting there and you're going, I don't have any money. When am I going to have money? I'm just going to sit here and it's going to be dumped on me. It is see, this is where we go wrong. We go in a different direction. We just don't understand. It is you that's the power. It is your relationship with everything that's the power. So obviously, you move energy into form. But if you sit there and you're worrying, stressing, and fearing under the surface, but you're also trying to be positive and uplifting, it negates it. It doesn't take place. We will learn as a species, a civilization, that we will be able to move anything, any energy into form. We will be able to create anything. We can now, but we haven't tapped into it. This power is within us, each of us. And see, we've been taught in a slave system for us, that's not possible. You can't have that. You can't do that. What are you, crazy? Replace worry with wonder. This also goes hand in hand. We are neither consciousness nor its content. We are the timeless source, the supreme reality. Trust in that. Nisargadatta. How often do we worry about our future? Now, we may not be aware of it, yet the act of worrying is one of the biggest energy drains that we have that stops us from manifesting the life of our dreams. Worry is a lot like TV, in that the worried mindset will pull us in and entertain us for hours, days, years, and yes, even lifetimes. Worrying is praying for what you don't want to manifest, and is exactly how you create what you don't want in your life. If you are always putting energy into what you don't want to happen, how much energy is left to meditate on and feel what you do want? When we spend our time hoping and wishing that we don't experience something, the universe just hears that as something you really need to experience. Worry stems from not trusting our personal connection to the universe. Again, there's trust, see? Worry stems from not trusting our personal connection to the universe. It is created from being attached to some positive and negative idea about a future situation. The mind is attached to the thought that it will not happen the way you think it should. Worrying is living in a what-if state of mind that is visualizing what you don't want to experience instead of what you do. When you are worried, you have stopped appreciating, trusting, and focusing on fear. What might or might not occur is ultimately up to the universe in the end. And our main job is to raise our vibration so that we do our little part in making the planet a more enjoyable place and inadvertently attracting the highest possible people and situations into our lives. Worry is caused from a lack of consciousness, which can be shifted with a little mental discipline and focus. When worrying, the reins on the mind are too tight on fear and too loose on love. The mental horses of the mind run wild when worry is present, and you end up getting pulled down roads you never wanted to go down. If you have been practicing the fine art of worrying for years, you may be numb to passion, pleasure, and freedom, and have become a worry zombie. To step out of the zombie zone, you simply need to do one thing. Pull back on the reins of your mind. Steer those addicted horses back to your pleasure pastures by staying focused on trust and feeling the positive outcome you really want. You'll soon find that the mind is much happier, and its worried approach to living will leave your life stable. This universe knows what it's doing. It knows emphatically what it's doing. It is divinely intelligent and vastly creative. What if the future was 100% perfect, exactly as it showed up and there was nothing you could do about it? What if you could see the bigger picture of the next 100 years of your life and know that there was absolutely nothing you needed to change for it to learn what your soul came here to learn? How would it feel if you could surrender to trusting the future all the time? And remember, trusting the future is in the now. It is up to you to let go. It's up to all of us to let go and experience trust for ourselves and this divine cosmic play called life. When we let go and trust what is and what will be, magical things begin to happen. The universe will start answering our every request because we are in alignment with what is, instead of trying to change, control, or conquer what is destined to be. The mind is too small of a container, as I've said before, to understand how everything is predestined, and yet we have the free will to change our imminent future. The future is not set in stone, never has been, never will be. It is written in the sand, which ironically is what allows the mind to experience the energy of worry in the first place. If everything was set in stone, there would be no way we could grow and have the grand experience of shifting from love to fear. If we are ready to step permanently out of worry mode in our lives, take an honest, deep look inside yourselves and see what your personal worry issues are usually around. Why are you so attached to these issues and not the other issues? Get curious about the subtleties of the attachment and simply notice how it feels to be attached. The next step is replace worry with wonder and being curious about what these hurting parts inside you truly need. After you find out what they are missing, love, trust, appreciation, gentleness, kindness, humbleness, generosity, then let them feel what they need. Feel a sense of wonder inside about everything inside you. Constantly focus your mind on being curious about what it discovers is true and real. Every time the mind goes into worry, automatically replace it with wonder. Implement this simple switch the instant you begin worrying, and your life will become absolutely wonderful. This is all practice for us. It is our choice. We choose it or we don't. I don't think anybody, any of us, would care to continue in the stupor of worry. And you know, now choose one of your main worries. Just take one and replace it with wonder. And do it right now. And when you have time, write down your top 3 biggest worries in this life. Then write down 3 new statements that flip these worries upside down by implanting the energy of wonder. And for example, if you're worried about making enough money to cover your bills, you might say, I wonder how the money I need this month is going to show up. Practice saying these wonderful sentences to yourself and out loud anytime you start to worry. Get curious about what fearful future you're running from and find out that it's like to be at peace, what it's like to be at peace, even if that future should occur. Focus your mind on the expansive feelings of peace, trust, and relaxation anytime you get caught in fearful future mode. This life is definitely full of surprises, and it will give us the greatest gifts that we could ever desire if we remain curious and open. So it's an understanding that we take on for ourselves, and we do it openly. So it is a trick, because what you're doing is you're tricking the ego mind. So as soon as you start worrying, you go to bed, you get up, or you get ready to get up, and then as soon as things start operating, the worry comes in. And it could be subtle. Some of it is strong. Some of it, it's all over the place. But as soon as you detect it, switch it. I wonder where this money's going to come from. And that's, you got to be careful, because the ego mind is sitting there trying to overturn that, to keep you in worry. And our relationship with money, most of the things in this life, until the body gets to a certain age, the worry about finances is front and center. Then as the body ages, the worry about mortality is front and center. All of a sudden, the money isn't as important as the well-being of the body. It's quite interesting. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I am sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. If your body is not relaxed, you're going to have a really tough time being in any wonder and being in any mode in your relationship with money. So understand, not being the body helps a lot, because you know that you're able, as the God, with as powerful as you are, to aid the body in releasing all of this crap. Worry, stress, and fear. Those are the three key elements. Worry, stress, fear. And the stress is, we're so used to stress that we don't even know we have it. Isn't that amazing? We don't know what it's like to be stress-free. I mean, completely stress-free on this planet. And that's why our bodies are tense. They get straight, and we have pains here and there and different issues, because we're so tight. So when we release all of this from the body, we release from the body, it's real easy. Does this serve your body the greater good? Does stress, does fear, does worry? And it's going to say no. Because stress destroys the biologics of the body. Eventually it'll destroy everything. So is it even worth us to entertain it? No. It's our perspectives. That's why we shift. That's why we're tricked with the ego mind so much to embrace stress, fear, and worry. So you can see it fall off the body. You know how adhesive gets old and you can't get it to stick anymore, no matter what, and so you got to take tape or whatever to keep it on, or add more glue. Well, what happens here is that all of these things lose their adhesiveness, and they can't stick to us, because we're aware and we let them go. And we're not angry. We're not in combat. We just lovingly let them go. And they fall off. And as we do this, the body becomes light. It feels good. It feels light. It doesn't feel heavy, like you're dragging two balls and chains throughout life. And when that happens, when that happens in the body, it's light, you're in the now. The body's in the now. The now is imperative for all of us. It's we create our future in the now. And we're only in the moment, so we still the ego mind. So all that chatter and noise and all those thoughts are stilled. This is how we master the ego mind, by being in the now. Ego mind doesn't want you in the now. It wants you in the past or the future. It doesn't exist. That's where it wants you. Stress, worry, fear. Now, we all have memories, and we all reminisce, and which is fun. And we all, not only the good times, we also reference any of our challenges that we've had, and we review them. And so it helps us. navigate in the now. But we don't stay there. We don't. It's like we store all of that in the subconscious mind. It's our library. It's our private library. We go in this library and we got all our thoughts, all of our memories, everything. They're all there. All of our experiences. And from time to time we reference them. But some of us will go in the past, which is completely dead. It's like an elephant graveyard. There's nothing there. It's just dead. It's inert. It's foggy. It's dank. There's no air movement. But we stay there, and I think most of us that do that don't do it consciously. I think it's unconscious. And so then they take that future, they take that past, bring it into a future that doesn't exist. And then they create that future from that past, and they relive that past and that future. I'm sure you've come across people that say, we just can't, we just can't figure it out. No matter what we do, we seem to end up here, similar. Others of us will go into a future that doesn't exist. We don't wonder, we wander. We just wander aimlessly. We ask ourselves, why can't I have this? And why isn't this happening? When am I going to get this? And when is that going to happen? You see the stress building, the fear building, the worry. See, that's what happens to us when we step into something that isn't there. So it's imperative to stay in the now. Now, how do you stay in the now? The now is the breath, the divine positive energy. Soul comes into the body, energizes the body, the lungs start functioning, then the oxygen supports the body. We all know that if this body was stopped from breathing, then the soul, the God, would have to leave it because it couldn't sustain it. It also focuses us, strengthens us, it eases us, it does relax us. So we all wander, though, see? We wander. And the reason we wander is we've got tens of millions of programmed thoughts that are flying everywhere. None of us are exempt from it. We wander. It's not a big deal. And it's always being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself. And you understand, you say, okay, so I was focused on this, but now I'm wandering off in these different thoughts. Not a biggie. I'll focus on my breath. I'll listen to my breath. And every time I do that, 3,000% of the time, I am in the now. So it is. We practice that. We get to the point where we're always in the now. And we don't care what others think about us from the outside. Okay? Because then you'll get the comments. Well, what do you got planned for next year? Well, what do you got planned for next week? What are you going to be doing? And your answer is that I have no idea. I am only in this very moment, in this now. And that freaks people out, but you get to the point where it doesn't bother you. It's when we start, the foot race. Got to be here, got to get this, got to do this, got to be here, got to do that, got to do this, got to do this, got to do that. That's the ego mind. Now, we know that these bodies have to have some kind of conduits, energy vortexes, for the power of the gods we are to flow through. And they're etheric like we are. We're spiritual. The energy vortexes are spiritual, and they run through the center of our bodies. These are the bodies we're in. And they're all different colors. 7. And what the red one at the tailbone, and then the violet wheel of light at the top of the head. This is where you, who you truly are, the God, flows. This is where it flows. You connect with all the tissue, all the fiber, all the biologics, all the emotions, all the memories, all the motivations, all the understandings as the God and the body. You flow through everything. So to understand what this means, and some people say, oh, well, it's not a big deal. Well, that's their choice, but you start with the red wheel of light, the root chakra at your tailbone. This deals with our survival, the body's survival, right? Money, food, clothing, shelter, water. And so, but here we go. And here's the ego mind, right? That's blocked by fear. I can guarantee you that the majority of the time, you take a group of us, put us in the wilderness with only the clothes on our back, and say survive. So we would definitely rely on each other so that we could all survive and help each other. But any of us that would panic, go into fear, would perish. It's a fact. So fear it can be very powerful, like any random thought, because we give it the power. Nothing else does. We give it the power. So then we move to the orange wheel of light. Now this is a sacral chakra. This is a great chakra. The God flows through it. And this deals with our pleasure, our sexuality, our happiness, our joy, our bliss. And now, we've all experienced this, one shape, time, form, or another, where we're in that zone. And it's phenomenal. And we're just coasting. We're not thinking. We're not worrying. We're not stressing. We're in our natural state of being, of bliss and joy and happiness and peace. Everything is just working perfectly. But then ego mind comes in and says, well, it's a feeling, right? You get this feeling communicating, saying, well, you know that this isn't going to last forever. And you also know that it's got to end. You can't have this all the time. And that's the ego mind. Now your heart mind, man, enjoy it as long as you're in the body. It's your natural state of being. Because you deserve it. Because we all do. After all, we're all gods in these bodies. And they all deserve the best of everything. And you'll find out that the want begins to vaporize once that understanding is there. So guilt stops our pleasure, which is no different than fear. The guilt stops our pleasure. It's a thought. That's all it is a thought. And we give it the power. Then we move to the yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra. This deals with our willpower, intuition. We all have willpower. You know? Some of us, the willpower isn't as strong because we have shame. So, oh, no, I don't have that kind of willpower. Shame's another thought that we give power to. You see how this works? Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, our heart chakra, ability to love. And another thought, which turns into a feeling. It's the ego mind dictating to the heart mind. Grief. When you're in grief, you're incapable of love. And grief is an illusion because we don't understand who and what we are. When we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, this is our truth, obviously our vocal cords and communication verbally, and it's blocked by lies. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light, third eye chakra, deals with insight. It's blocked by illusion. And then right to the top, the violet wheel of light, the crown chakra. This is our direct connection to the divine, to the pure consciousness. to the God, cosmic entity, you. And it is blocked by ego attachment. Ego attachment. So we know that these bodies are not who we are. We also know that the God goes into the body, and the soul is the heaven, the body is the earth, so we're literally heaven on earth. And every step we take, we create paradise. So picture this, see this, feel this in your heart minds motion pictures. So you're walking on the planet and you're creating paradise every step, and you're shining your light outward. It's not buried inside. It's flowing 360 degrees outward. This is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, deepest, the purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. And that's what we are. And it's flooding all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. All of us, all of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake or asleep. Everything. And not just intermittently, but all the time. We will witness, when we leave out into outer space to view this planet, it will be basically a God planet paradise that is glowing with 8 billion lights of God. There's nothing in the system, in the universe, that can come close to it. Now, we all know that there are parts of us that are asleep. We know this. And there are parts of us that are awake to a certain extent. So we reach out the parts of us that are awake. Now, it doesn't mean the ones that are asleep aren't with us, because they are all the time, 24/7. They just don't hear us, you see, and so they don't participate in the meditation. So the parts that we reach out to are all the light energy beings, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And yet, only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and complete liberation of this planet, including the ones on this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya. Now, they come in the googolplexes. One gogolplex fills this entire universe with not even a sacred inch of space left. They come in trillions of googolplexes from trillions of universes from every direction. Now, the ones on this planet, we're familiar with some. Because of our eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. We don't see the different light spectrum life forms in our atmosphere or anything. But the ones that we're aware of that aren't fantasies, that aren't fairy tales, are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And all of them are with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the celestials, all the galactics. Understand the celestials are the planets. Yet, only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. The ones that we're somewhat familiar with that have been discussed and interacted. The Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Felines, Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. We'd be here for hours naming them all. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And in the trillions, they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Yet, only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming of the circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. And in the billions, they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, all the archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Tel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. Now, both of them, archangels, ascended masters, only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. Now, the archangels, they are a civilization that vibrated at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. But we meet with them, we interact with them, we talk with them, we communicate with them. We don't. It's not like we know it in the process of it. It's when it dawns on us afterwards. A lot of the times we just get this feeling, kind of like a little bliss, that was an angel that I communicated with. And their message is the same, but it's delivered in endless ways. And it all boils down to, isn't it absolutely magna-glorious, stupendous, phenomenal to be alive in these bodies? And that's bliss. And we acknowledge it. The more we acknowledge it, the more bliss we'll experience. Now, because of their vibrational frequency, they can surround any one of us any time, because in the tens of thousands, because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. You just ask them, do you want them to surround you? Do you want to experience even more bliss? Have them surround you. They will. Now, the Ascended Masters, they've mastered ascension into physical form and out of physical form. They hold pure God form, pure consciousness. We are mastering physical form, creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, the archetypes, and the ascended masters, in uncountable numbers, massive numbers, are with us now consciously. And we're all together, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light at the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force, love, light, energy deep within every single one of us. It is who we are, what we are. And the light of it is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brightness. And we are flooding this entire planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it, 24/7, with the deepest, purest, eternal love. Us. We continue to ascend above the planet. As we do, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. And it's flashing everywhere, with all of us consciously aware in this meditation, over 1 billion on and off world. So you have all these flashes, beautiful multicolored lights. So we immediately, out of curiosity, go to the reflective points, and we notice these little microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. We go into them. We discover that all of us are in constant learning and teaching, all the time. No matter who comes into your life, they're either teaching you, right, or learning from you. It's absolutely magnificent. It's phenomenal. So when you realize that, you will then say all the time, what are they teaching me? Maybe they're teaching you a part of yourself that you've pushed in the corner. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all from head to toe, inside and out, 24/7, eternity. We are protected with a white fire armor that emanates from the God force, love, light, energy in each and every one of us. This armor isn't like a tank armor, body armor. It's way, way, way beyond that. And it is so brilliant. All the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies cannot come near us because of our high frequency of deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And they know it. So they stay away. So nothing can harm us. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possession, no attachments. No dark magic, none of that can harm you. Ever. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, envy, worry, stress, fear, anxiety, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then demon attachment. Then invasion. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with, it's a double column of light. The first part of that column of light is the purple transmuting flame. This is the first part of the column that we've created to remind us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Then the second part of the column of light is the violet ray, right behind the purple transmuting flame. We created the violet ray to remind us all that we can bring it in behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high of the deepest eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light we created to remind us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the sunsets and the sun rises. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the skies, the clouds. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the mountains. The soils, the trees, the forests. We are everything. Everything is us and we are everything. So the next time you witness a sunset or a sunrise, a rainbow, an ocean front, a mountain view, a starry lit night sky, it is you. You're the beauty. You're the majesty, the God within you. You're the splendor. You're the breathtaking. All of us are. We always have been. We always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above the body. The reason we do that, if we're carrying physical form, is because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created it. It's larger than the solar system. In the center of the column is this massive oblong sphere, larger than any planet you could ever imagine. In the center is a golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by multicolored rings of light, almost seem to be endless, and it's all sending us a massive stream. It's not like water or rain. It's an energy that just saturates us. And the golden white bowl of light is the highest of deepest, purest, eternal love. And then comes the highest of deepest, purest, eternal gratitude, the highest of deepest, purest, eternal peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, well-being, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance, great wealth, great happiness. I mean, it is continual. And then we discover that it is the gods within these bodies that are reflecting all of this back to us to remind us of who and what we are. At the top, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it's doing right now, as it has done for eons, 24/7. The highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest eternal love. And we're flooding everyone, brothers and sisters, awake or asleep, old life, the highest supreme value in the universes. Now, we are drops of that golden ocean. And we hold the essence of the golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops, drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We continue to ascend and we come in contact with our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere over 3.5 years ago. It holds over 1,500 of our meditations in perpetual motion. And all those meditations with the highest of the highest high intent and the deepest eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are flooding everyone, old life, highest supreme value universe on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. It's endless. You can see it through your heart-mind motion picture. You can also feel it through the heart-mind. This is constant, all of this. So you can tap into it anytime you choose. Now, this is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify, and this is why it continues to expand. Without this great, deep, eternal love flowing in our lives, we remain dumb and numb to our highest spiritual path and life purpose. We feel lost, empty, and lonely without it. We cannot imagine that there is a gold mine of greatness buried inside. All it takes is a little digging into our emotional being underneath the fears, doubts, and worries. And with a small shovel of curiosity, we can find an amazing love at the core of each of us. This is the real gold. When we're willing to stop playing with the fool's gold in our lives, the best things in this life begin manifesting. What is real gold is that which will never change. I'll join in meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. It is up to each of us to let go and experience trust for ourselves in this divine cosmic play called life. When we decide to let go and trust what is and what will be, magical things will begin to happen. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We'll return here Saturday, August 14th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation